guys, so we took 4 trades I think today. Go look at the stats, honestly. No, on one of them I took a what is today, 7th? Yeah, yesterday we didn't take any trades. I won't lie, you can see here we didn't take any trades. The market just opened up. I was looking to see the manipulation higher to then move lower. We had S&T at the highs, we had divergences with order flow, and I was like, all right, hold on, this doesn't look bad, but I need to see a move up, sweep, then push lower. We never got that at the open, sadly. Today was more of a difficult day to read since we're inside of more. I think we still go higher for sure. I think we still move higher. Today, initially, my bias was mixed. At first, I was bearish. You know, the market would open up, had a fair value up, started not even retracing up into it. It was like the 1 minute fair value up. I'll show you guys. We kind of retraced up into it, but then we started dumping on NQ and ES. YM was just like stalling. I took shorts on YM. I was like, all right, this is gonna catch up to the other ones. As you can see here, we took our loss. That's the first L at 8. Oh no, we took a decent trade here, 839. We took one on YM short, and then we took a long, didn't work out. And then eventually I realized I was wrong all along trying to short. So then I started taking longs. I don't know why I took the short. We're gonna review it. I think, yeah, I know why, because the top, we had an inversion fair value up there for him at the highs, which is nice. We had a majority of that 5 minute fair value got filled, but I'm just gonna use like 8. I was like, bro, we're gonna divide this in half next trade, bro. If we ever see something like this, caught around like 30 points around there for sure. 2% there on that trade. So let's go over YM. That's the first couple of trades we took here. Oh, she loses it. It looks horrible, I won't lie, don't judge me. All right, so first we took a short here. We saw the market break below these lows. I was like, all right, hold on, wait, this doesn't look bad. I took my short, and then eventually I bought it back up. I was like, yeah, hold on, not good. And then eventually I saw the 30 second IFEG form. I was like, wait, hold on, this doesn't look bad. This does not look bad here, you know. And then I entered, stops were below the low, and then I eventually went break even whenever we saw the market move up right here above these, right here, this down close candle. I was like, yeah, I gotta get out, bro. And then I was just in my head, I was like, bro, if we retrace and break above these highs, we're likely gonna sweep, move lower, stop loss is gonna get hit. I gotta move my stops to break even after here, you know, this is still risky. So then eventually we move the stops to break even, boom, cut. And then eventually you see the market just pumps here, and this could have been the trade of the day, honestly. Even then, if we didn't even get that, we could have got something like this, targeting like the BPR here, right here. This would have been a beautiful trade, bro. This would have been not bad. But yeah, boom, we missed that. We get stop loss to break even at this candle, and then eventually I took a short. As you can see, we took a short based off of this. Get that candle closure somewhere around here, bro. I'm not gonna lie, it's 808 right here. We got that retracement right there. We got stopped out. Boom, we got stopped out. This candle, stop loss right around here. Boom, we get stopped out. I'm like, damn, what am I doing wrong, bro? What am I doing wrong? And then I took a buy, and then boom, we got stopped out. Break even here, and then I took a sell. And then the market eventually dumped. We hit a good con. I was like, all right, hold on, we might end it here, you know, minus 300 today. And then eventually we got, you know, hit break even, and that's kind of where I was thinking, like, okay, this doesn't look bad. We might get hit 300, and then boom, we took a long on on NQ, on M and NQ. My stop loss originally was like right here below that candle low, bro, and I was just trailing. Then boom, we get stopped out at 979.25. 979.25. Oh my goodness, we missed out on so much. This is where we got stopped out, bro. Just on the 1 second time frame. I know I usually don't use the 1 second, but here we had to, bro, because the stops was super tight. You know, originally as soon as I saw this market move up, I started trailing my stops around here, and then actually when it broke above once more, and then it had these down close candles, fair value got low, just aiming for a little bit more profit to end the day in green. And then eventually we had that, we just kept trailing, and then eventually I had my stop loss at this fair value gap around here. I won't lie, but I guess I did move up a little bit more, and then the market just instantly pumped. We missed that on. So we had 38 and we made 1K. We would have missed out on another, like around, realistically, we would have probably just hit 36. We missed out on another, like, what, 800, 900 around there. And yeah, that would have been putting us near like that max profit target for the consistency. But yeah, not bad. Reason for this trade, simply because we had S&T at the lows. Let me show you guys that right now. Headed monster with a mind of its own, cherry red cherries. And so you see, YM never swept that low, and this is crucial because look, for that recent trade or whenever that took that short here off of the city, and we moved down lower, we swept this low. But I was anticipating this low to get swept. Why? Because NQ was already below that. The market was already way below that, and so whenever I saw that, I was like, all right, hold on, there's a divergence here. This doesn't look bad for NQ to start to reverse here and start to push back up and reach for the internal range. Of this right here. So whenever we had this range form, that's my initial range here that formed, like your implied dealing range, I was like, all right, we're inside of a super deep discount. The market should not move down lower if we're bullish here. Should not even like retrace lower, and that's why we had that strong displacement back up until we reached 50%, and then eventually you see the market stalled around, and then now it's moving lower. And yeah, that was really it. The longs here again, SMT at those lows. Not really though. I'm not gonna lie. YM did. I guess only 9:30 till like 9:40. That's kind of where we had that move. But even then, it doesn't really look clear, if I'm being truly honest. Yeah, there was clear SMTs. You may not see it, but using rejection blocks, retrace up into the rejection block, close above, and then eventually move down lower. 9:30 here was near 9:30 highs. These are like your 9:30 area right here. I'll put in the fib. Yeah, it's like your 9:30 area right here. The market never even ever touched it, but into it, and then eventually the market did move down lower. Yeah, that's really it, bro. And in this week, a little bit more green. Again, I'm taking multiple trades, but my daily loss limit stays the same. I'm not moving it. Even if I'm down on the day, I leave it. I don't care. And the reason for that is simply because like I'm willing to lose 2% in one day. Like that's my max I can lose. I may trail it up now to like 750, but even then we're still on eval. So that's another thing too. Like I notice that I'm on eval. I have a playbook, I have a system, I have a model that I'm trading. I need to wait, follow that, and give myself some breathing room. Like I'm willing to take a stab here, and if I lose following the model, that's cool. We can reevaluate, take another trade. And again, I guess I have been emotionally more disconnected with the results and like just P&L, I guess, and all that. When I'm in a trade, I really don't feel the urgency or like the money aspect anymore, as opposed to like this one though. I'm not gonna lie, for this one I did, because again, I had heavy risk. But the other ones, I'll let them run. I'll let them run. Either we get stopped out, we get hit. Another thing too I need to work on is risk management. In terms of like trade management, like I need to have an ideal stop loss. Like this trade wasn't the best. I won't lie. The stop loss was like way too tight, way too small. I need to calculate the risk beforehand. But it's so hard whenever you're scalping and like you're taking these very, very like small time frame trades. But we need to have an ideal. We need to do the math in our head. Instead of just like letting the brackets do it for us, and we need to be able to calculate the risk whenever we're about to enter, and then enter ideally, and have good R, trades. But yeah, that's really it, bro. I'm not mad, I'm not disappointed or anything like that. I wish we could have aimed for a little bit more to put us above. All we really need now is just another really good day. That's really it. We just need to keep the consistency. That's all I'm really aiming for here for this account. I'm not really trying to pass like in the next trade or two. I could really care less. What I'm really aiming for is just like consistency, taking good trades, showing up every day, just taking good trades. If I do see a good day but I don't find a good trade during that day, then I just walk away. Like yesterday I could have found multiple good trades, but I walked away because I realized my model just wasn't there. I wasn't looking, I wasn't able to see what I'm looking for, and if I'm not having that, then I just walk away, or I just watch the charts and not take a trade. Simple as that, bro. It's called being disciplined, called following your rules, following your game plan, following your system. And yeah, bro, like one thing that has been helping though, just like my playbook, bro, and like reviewing the losses. I think I'm gonna start going back to my weekly review where like I analyze the week and like the trades we've taken, and then I write down my notes, and then eventually my lesson log too for like certain days that I realize, or whenever I'm reviewing certain things and I'm seeing a certain pattern, I'm like, wait, hold on, this happens here whenever we have this, or the best trades form whenever we have this, and I want to go more in depth. I want to use time, I want to use ranges, I want to use market conditions, I want to use all these important things to able to distinguish what like my best setups form, what conditions, how do they look from higher time frame to lower time frame to confirmational time frame to every single aspect, getting the bread and butter, bro. But yeah, I plan on journaling those two trades, the past two trades. The other two, I won't lie, the YM trades were just hesitation. I didn't really know where the bias was going to go. For me, I'm still more bearish because the market is moving down lower. Yeah, we again clear sell day. Market went up, came back down. You can see here on let's go to the 1 hour. That's what I'm watching here on the higher time frame. Yeah, you can see here that the market opened up right here, and then eventually it pushed up, made high of day for London, then the market is dumping here. What would I use here for to understand like where the range could probably, I guess where the range could like be completed here for New York, from London high to New York low? Probably using like standard deviations here, if not like your implied daily range from like where the previous high and previous low were for the range of that form today. Something like this, you know, somewhere around here. I guess you can probably with the ADR too, you know, average daily range. That's like where you finalize where the market could probably reverse, and it kind of aligns here with this. So yeah, you probably see the market move down lower if you want to, you know, wait and then start waking up. Can't really see the market move around more than here, because again, look, we're already stalling at the 1.3 average daily range. This one probably can reach it, I won't lie, and it aligns perfectly with Asia, you know, third standard deviation. So then start chopping and moving. We locked the account after that trade. One thing I have been incorporating in my mind is like, bro, this is just a demo account. It's not real. I don't get anxious no more. I really don't feel, I guess that's a good thing, but kind of a bad thing sometimes. I don't know. I guess I really can't describe it. I'm not going to label it again. I'm not going to label my emotions. One thing if I'm truly genuinely being honest, I just don't feel anything anymore when I'm taking certain trades. I don't know. I guess after a while trading the system, you follow the rules, follow the game plan, follow the system. We combine everything. You know, you combine the SMTs, the order flow, what you're seeing here, you know, candlesticks, ranges, and that's really it. So yeah.